Yeah. The next update, we're talking about it again because we continually get some new information. And unfortunately, even though I know everyone else wants a new update sooner rather than later, it is looking more and more likely that that update isn't coming all the way until probably December. And even that's a question mark. Now, where this is coming from today, we got some info from Fun, and then we got some info that someone put together, and it's kind of crazy. And that's what you can see in the title. The 500 plus items still to be drip fed. Let's go ahead and talk about that first. So this is coming from Volganor on the GTA forums. He put this all together, but just reading what he said, starting with crunching some numbers, according to the special items database, before the After Hours DLC, we had 32 items of clothing that were never released or never had the chance to be officially so. Adding those 32 plus the current 45 unreleased things of clothing from the After Hours, that's a total of 77 unreleased clothing items that you can't get unless you glitch. But it gets even crazier when you take a look at the liveries. He says the Doomsday Heist also included 10 different liveries for 21 different vehicles. And so far, 17 of those liveries were released. That's out of 210, 17 have been released, and that leaves 193 left. If you add those to the After Hours number, which is 232, that gives you a total of 425. And this chart is just the Doomsday vehicles. You can see we have the vehicles, and the ones in green are the only ones that have been released. There are a ton of other liveries for a ton of these vehicles, but they have not been released for some unknown reason, even though that DLC has been out for half a year now. And you could do the same thing with the After Hours. Only a few of them have been released. And if you total all of that unreleased stuff up, it's about 502 items that's unreleased that's in the game files. Now, I don't know if Rockstar are like super planning, into the future here, and they just want drip feeding to go on for years, but that's a lot of stuff that is in the files, and this is definitely one reason that the next DLC might be a lot further away. They could just endlessly drip feed these new clothing items and these liveries to try and justify not releasing a DLC. And then that takes us to what Fun said. This is something interesting. He said, it seems like most members of the QA team are focused on RDR2. I haven't seen them push any major fixes, although they did fix an update, or they did update to fix the God mode glitch. So if you've come across that, it should be fixed now. But he said releasing all the new vehicles after the After Hours way too early and not keeping them locked for months is to make space for RDR2 marketing. And then you've already seen that over the last couple of days. Rockstar have been pumping out some stuff, and that's going to continue over the next couple of weeks. So it makes sense. Get all this stuff, get all the new content out, release all the Red Dead Redemption 2 content. And that's the second thing that I would say is a reason that the next DLC is going to be not as soon as we think. I was hoping that somehow they would squeeze in a little mini DLC right before Red Dead Redemption 2, but it doesn't really look like that, especially with all this drip feed stuff. I had no idea there was that much unreleased stuff content in the game files. I mean, yeah, most of them are liveries for vehicles that you probably will never use, but it still begs the questions like, why did Rockstar even make them if they're not going to release them? And then the clothes the same way. How come they haven't given us some of these really cool shirts? I mean, the biggest one, the coolest one, is the IAA uniform. I've made a couple of videos on that in the past, but how come there hasn't even been an adversary mode that has used those things? As always, you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, but it is looking less and less likely that we're getting a DLC right before RDR2. I think what's going to end up happening is they'll just somehow release not all of these unreleased liveries and clothes, but some of them over the course of the next couple of months. And then, once the RDR2 online hype sort of slows down a little bit, then they'll release the December DLC, or the big DLC, to wrap up this year. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe and hit that bell button so you get a notification of when I do upload these GTA videos. Thank you all, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.